What up, TikTok? Hey, hope everybody's having a great Friday. Hey, don't let anything that's negative in your life dictate the rest of your life. Does that make sense? Hey, we all go through some hard times. We all go through some emotional stressors, maybe at work, maybe at home, whatever it may be. Don't let that dictate who you are and how you react to the rest of the things that life throws at you. Does that make sense? Like if you're feeling pissed off and angry all morning or all day, you're going to take that energy and you're going to present it to everybody else that surrounds you, your loved ones, your soldiers, whoever it may be. You're going to use that negative energy and it's just going to make everything worse. Try to be positive. Pick something positive in life that's going really well. Use that positive energy and let that dictate the rest of your day. We can harp on the negatives. We can harp on the bad things that are going on in life. It's not going to help us. It's not going to help us move forward. Stay strong, keep pushing, drive on. Happy Friday.
What's up, Trash Talkers? Hitting you up this morning with a special promo on how to dress when you are doing PT in civilians, but you want everybody to know you're an Army. This comes from the Buddy Beckwith fashion design of how to work out. So first, you can notice the RI panties. Not Ranger panties, but Ranger instructor panties. The green socks, the knee brace for the old guys. Don't forget the M frames. Now the shirt, don't wear the Trash Talk shirt while you're running. This is just for the promo. You want to put on like an 80-second shirt or like your favorite airborne shirt so everybody knows that you're a veteran. That's the most important thing. And you start with this stretch. Buddy Beckwith taught me this one. Ready to go.
So, I'm walking out of the gas station and my co-worker, who's an old MP, but we still claim him, and has engaged the man in conversation. Not much for conversation with strangers, but he's got the tab. So, as I walk by, I say airborne, and the man responds with, and I quote, "Hoorah." So, after I instructed my co-worker to slash every single tire before he put the car in gear, I looked for the biggest rock. As I crow-hopped to throw it through his back window so he can stop posing as one of us, I actually wake up and realize that the man's ignorance had incapacitated me for a moment, and I was daydreaming. I mean, because in that moment you got two options. I chose the third option and said, "Incorrect. That's an incorrect response." And I kept walking. The man said nothing and he pulled away. So you tell me, what is it, a stolen valor thing? No Marine's gonna have an airborne tab, and no paratrooper's gonna say hidden hoorah. So you tell me, stolen valor?
Hey, y'all, I'm going to work. I left you a note on the refrigerator. I love y'all. I'm gonna go.
Hey, go get dressed. Get ready for school.
You're doing great. I was just tooling around, tooling along. Shit! Bad guy! Stop!
Let me break it down Barney style.
Today's show is brought to you by the Farkas Group at the Veterans Mortgage Source. Are you looking for a team you can trust for your mortgage needs? The Farkas Group is our trusted partner on the podcast. I serve with Zach, and he will definitely give you the best rate possible. Their goal is to educate veterans across the country on their earned VA home loan benefit. If you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, reach out to these guys for competitive rates or any information you may need on obtaining a VA mortgage for your property. They are licensed in multiple states. If they are not licensed in the state that you live in, they will still give you the advice that you need and the rates you should be looking for.
This is the Veteran Trash Talk Hour, hosted by Nick, Dave, Joe, and Buddy. Today's special guest is Will, a Cavalry Scout who still tells girls he's basically infantry.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Saturday, Gruntworks community. Happy Saturday, Trash Talkers. Welcome to episode 68 of the Trash Talk Hour. Shout out to our sponsors, Zach Farkas with the Veterans Mortgage Source. You can check them out at Zach Farkas at vmsloans.com. Happy Place Hemp. You can check them out at shopelevatedhempsolutions.com. Kyle Early with Barrage Coffee. You can check them out at barragecoffee.com. And last but not least, 10th Mountain Whiskey. Check them out at 10thwhiskey.com. Type in VTT and get yourself a discount. Special guest today is Will with the Iron Freedom Foundation. And today I am joined by Nick and Joe. Over to you, Nick.
All right. Hey, welcome, everybody. Happy Saturday. We got an awesome day ahead of us. We got football on. You got UFC fights on later. So if you didn't watch our show yesterday, make sure you go on.
Foosball.
No, we don't play that shit over here. So except in El Paso, they do that a lot here. If you didn't watch our show yesterday, make sure you go to our YouTube channel or on either Gruntworks or Veteran Trash Talk and watch the picks. And if you got a little bit of extra cash, the UFC guys are on fire the last, 4.5 months. So if you put about 40 or $50 down the way they told you to, you'll probably come out with some money today.
We're hitting at least a parlay a week between Bill and I both.
Yeah, and then so just a reminder to do that. And I usually don't go until the end because I'm going to give you an example of something I'm going to talk about. I am the talent of this show. All right, so everybody comes on to watch me, and I took it in myself to be humble and actually let the other guys talk. And in the event that they're struggling is when the talent comes in. Right. So, and then I help out. So sometimes I got to talk for an hour. Other times I just got to say hi because they did a good job. Okay. So what I just did right there was I gave you how a narcissist would actually talk and feel if that was true. All right. That's narcissism. All right. If I really felt that way, I'd be a narcissist. Right now. I have talked about this before on the Book of Earl. You get called an asshole. Dave calls me an asshole all the time, right? And people call you a narcissist.
You are an asshole.
Yeah. See, and again, we have our signature shirt is "Quit Being a Triggered Pansy." All right, and it has nothing to do with politics. All right, it has everything to do with everybody gets upset at one point in time. All right, probably daily. Okay, it's whether or not you become a freaking pansy. Okay, everybody gets triggered. Do you start becoming an asshole? Do you start becoming a narcissist? Do you start just being completely unproductive and a jackwagon, right? Like that's what the shirt means. That's what the Book of Earl was talking about. So again, understand the definitions of things like narcissist, which, a person who has an excessive interest in or an admiration of themselves. Okay, that's a narcissist. And you also have a hypocrite. All right. People get called a hypocrite a lot. Like I could be sitting outside drinking a fifth of freaking Jack Daniels and smoking a damn 2 packs of Marb Reds. And if you ask me if smoking's bad, if I say, hey, smoking's bad for you. All right. I'm not being a hypocrite. I'm just stupid. Okay. I am telling you that you shouldn't smoke because it's bad for you. Now, if I judge you, all right, if I say, I can't hang out with you because you smoke. Well, that's being a hypocrite. All right. Saying you're a bad person because you smoke. That's being a hypocrite. Unless you're so understand the definitions. Now, all of this has this is what I got triggered about. This is why I wanted to talk about it. All right. And so I don't know if I became a pansy. Maybe WTF moments can come on and say that I was a triggered pansy. You can go on Twitter and check out the argument we had yesterday. So yeah, we're friends with most of the WTF people. We don't know all of them, but we're friends with a lot of them, and we respect them. We respect.
Shout out to those guys.
Yeah, we like what they do, WTF radio and all that stuff. But again, we're not perfect. So sometimes when you're alter egos, I think it's the WTF Sergeant Major on Twitter. That's their handle, right? He or she, okay, went on there and said, suicide rates are at X%, and MRT is the reason that we need to redo this. And I'm like, okay, all right. Obviously, something was triggered in that guy or girl at the time, and when they posted that. Now, we keep trying to talk about veteran suicide and how that's our overall mission is to build a community big enough and diverse enough so that if you have an issue, somebody in the community has an answer. All right. The reason why you have to be huge and have diversity is because there is no one thing. There is no one thing that is why suicide is happening. Okay. It is. I keep talking about it in the Book of Earl. It's in our language. English is a linear language. We have to have A plus B equals C. Right. Like that has to happen that way. Right. Where you have other languages that Dave speaks. I mean, we think he does. We don't ever really fact checked if he could speak Italian or whatever.
Ich spreche 3 Sprachen.
That's Aramaic.
Like that's Aramaic. Yeah,
Deutsch,
what is
e
that?
voi italiano.
What is that?
Tutte e due. Yeah.
What is that? Sanskrit?
Throwing that out there. No big deal.
But, a lot of those languages are extremely more complex, right? And not as linear. Like you have to shape and phrase everything and, get the whole system in there. No, MRT, Master Resilience Training, is not the reason why, behavioral health is a problem in the Army. And it's not. All right. I'm sure there's some things and aspects of MRT, and there's ways that some commanders have or have not used it, all right, that make it a problem. Okay. If you're using MRT as behavioral health, that's a problem. Okay. MRT is more preventative than it is, post I'm having a hard time. All right. MRT is designed to prevent you from going down those paths. All right. Once you go down the path, now you need some serious help. Okay. Which there's nothing wrong with that. All right. But MRT is designed to prevent it. Like, this is how I'm going to feel about this. I became a triggered pansy. All right. So maybe I should take a look into why I'm acting like an idiot right now. All right. Why am I thinking about myself? Why am I being a narcissist right now? All right, there's something that triggered me that I shut everybody else out, and all I thought about was myself. Okay. Real simple. There's so many things that contribute to people who become selfish and want to take their own life. There are so many things. Right. And we have people that can target one of those things, another thing, another thing, another thing. That's the point. But if you don't, the reason why I got triggered is because I get pretty upset at, when people try to blame the DOD or the Army for something. Okay. The DOD already has policies that you're not allowed to rape people. It's not legal. Okay. The DOD already has policies that you can't call somebody a racist slur. Okay. That's already a policy. And buddy, I wish he was on here. Why don't we find the people that suck and fire them? All right. That's the reason why you have those problems. It's not the Army's fault. All right. It's not the DOD's fault. Now, remember, who are soldiers? They were civilians 8 weeks ago. Right. They're coming from us. They're coming from America. They're coming from your house. So if there's a suicide problem, it's a society problem. All right. And now that you're in the Army, it becomes the Army's problem. All right. And we take care of you. Leaders are supposed to take care of you. MRT is a program where if it's used effectively, it has been tremendously effective for me. We talked about it on the show, like episode 7 or 8 with Karen. All right. We brought her on, and her friend, 2 MRTs, both backgrounds in psychology, came to every range that I did. And every one of my guys qualified expert. Every single one. Right.
Hey, let me highlight, you qualified expert.
Yeah,
that is I don't know how that is even a thing. So
without other people shooting my lane either.
Exactly.
So I actually nicknamed her Street Buddha when I found out Nick went that good.
What?
Yeah, no, I remember I was a machine gunner. Okay, so I didn't have to ever aim. It wasn't that difficult. So like I said, I had that major come out and say, "What's that person over there doing?" Because there was a huddle of guys over there talking to a girl with a computer, and she's going over some stuff. I'm like, I don't know what she's talking to him about. It's like psychology shit, And then this major's like, "Well, for Sergeant, does it seem like a waste of time? Like, how is this making us more lethal?" And I almost had to stop. Like, is he fucking with me? Like, does he not know? Like, if you hit the targets, if you can shoot your weapon, all right, you're more lethal. Like, I don't get it. Like, I can sit there on the line and say, "Hey, your body position sucks. All right, we can fix that." Okay, I can say you trigger squeeze, you're pulling it, you're yanking it. I can fix that. We got drills that can fix a lot of those things. But up here, There are people that the Army pays a lot of money in salary that are just sitting on your base that nobody ever grabs, right? So you grab them, you take them out to the range, and after we've had them go through, concurrent training and all that stuff, remedial training because they didn't qualify, expert, they come back, do some drills. If they're 33 or above, they don't have to go see the shrink. But if they're below that, they got to go see the shrink, right? And the shrink's like, I don't know what they tell them, right? But they all went up there and shot better. Okay, so that it made them more lethal. And no, it wasn't for behavioral health. We didn't send them there to get help. All right, I used them. Okay, so use the MRT people. Use the manual organization. If you don't, you're just wasting an asset. So again, Army commanders are like, why is MRT a problem? Like we have all these systems and money going out. Why aren't you using it? All right, find the leaders that suck and fire them. All right, there's people that aren't using it. All right, somebody says they want to kill themselves. Oh, go send them to the wellness center. What? No, that's not what they're there for. Okay, but either way, the last thing I'm going to bitch about with WTF moments is I was like, let me guess, you don't like PRT either. And they're like, yeah, PRT garbage. And I was like, did you ever do it? Did you ever do it exactly how it was designed? Look at all you whining ass sergeant majors right now. Yeah, I know who you are. I work with a lot of you. All right. All you whining ass babies about this leg tuck. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, like I said before, if you can't do one leg tuck, I don't want you fighting next to me. I don't want you in a foxhole next to me. I don't want you anywhere near me because you're weak. All right. You're weak and you're hurting us.
And it's pretty fucking easy to do it.
And again, if you look in the PRT manual, there is something called climbing drills. If you ever make people do climbing drills for 6 months, every single one of your soldiers will do a leg tuck.
You're prepping for it.
Every single fucking one of them. I had some of the fattest soldiers I ever had when I went to Pogoland, right? I was like, how the hell are you still in the Army? Right? But either way, we got them squared away, right? We started doing PT and they started whining about, the new ACFT's coming out. I'm like, don't worry, we're going to do PRT. And then you're going to crush the ACFT. And, after 3 months, these guys were doing 7, 8 leg tucks from 0 to 8 in 3 months. Am I some kind of physical fitness guru? No, I didn't write the freaking manual. All right. Somebody else did. Somebody who was a fitness guru. All right. And I just listened to it. I was like, let's try this out. All right. And then you get your little surveys in the Army. And then none of you guys fill them out, but you'll bitch about the Army right away. But none of you will fill them out saying, hey, this is a problem. Right. So there's very little aspects of PRT that I disagree with. All right. Some of them are for the more in shape people. PRT kind of hampers it down on them a little bit because it's not designed for them. It's designed for 18-year-old kids who play video games all day. All right. That's what it's designed for.
And to prevent injuries.
Preventative, just like MRT. Yeah. It's preventative. Right. And we sit there and go, no, fuck that. I'm going to run 3 miles and go do deadlifts. Okay. Well, that 18-year-old kid who's never worked out in his life, and you have him doing 135 pounds, and he's maybe strong enough to do it, right? But all he's doing is fucking his knees and back up, right? Because he's got no idea what he's doing. Oh, and by the way, you just ran him too. I don't know. Why don't you go? I played college football. I played college baseball. And even 20 years ago, we were doing all that little dumb shit, right? With 1 pound weights that nobody in the Army likes to do. It's like, well, if we're doing that, why wouldn't Army why are you too good? Tell me your athletic skills. Tell me what you've done. All right. Because there's a lot of smarter people that are doing it. And again, our mission is to help veterans, and that includes helping ourselves. All right. I'm not being a hypocrite when I say you need to eat healthy when you see me smashing a McDonald's burger like Dave was eating Burger King the other day. All right. But Dave still has 12 abs. Okay. So if he wants to smash Burger King once in a while, so be it. Right. And he's not a hypocrite if he says you shouldn't be eating Burger King because you're 40 pounds overweight. Right. He's I'd be an asshole if I said that. They would call me an asshole.
Have you tried a flame grilled Whopper?
Yeah, they're awesome.
They're incredible.
I figured since I'm not a first